everyone, today we're going to read Peppa's Australian Underwater Adventure. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peppa was very excited. She has just won a Great Barrier Reef art competition at the aquarium. Congratulations, Peppa, says Miss Rabbit. Your prize is to join me on a marine biology trip to Australia. Hooray! Cheered Peppa. What's marine biology? It's learning about the plants and animals that live in the sea, explained Miss Rabbit. Ooh, says Peppa. We're going to stay with Miss Kangaroo, continues Miss Rabbit. She will teach us how to scuba dive in the Great Barrier Reef. What an amazing prize for a competition, says Mummy Pig, a bit surprised. Well, Peppa's drawing was very imaginative, says Miss Rabbit. Her picture wasn't exactly like any fish I've seen, but it was a prize-winning picture. I see, says Mummy Pig. There's nothing wrong with a bit of imagination, is there? Peppa and her family were very excited to be seeing their friends in Australia again. Of course, you, Daddy Pig, and George will be coming to Australia too, Miss Rabbit told Mummy Pig. How lovely, replied Mummy Pig. Thank you, Miss Rabbit. We'll be leaving first thing tomorrow, says Miss Rabbit. Right then, says Mummy Pig. We'd better head to the shops and get everything we need for the trip. Peppa, George, Mummy, and Daddy Pig head to Mr. Fox's shop and told him what they needed. Mr. Fox got everything out. Now, he said, I think you'll also need some paper and coloring pens. You'll never know what they might come in handy. I'm not sure, but we do, begins Mummy Pig. Trust me, Mummy Pig, said Mr. Fox interrupts. You definitely need these. Oh, okay, then, says Mummy Pig. Thank you for your help, Mr. Fox. We must get going now, so we can pack all this of them. The next morning, Peppa and her family woke up very early and hopped on the aeroplane to Australia. Where's Miss Rabbit? Asked Daddy Pig. I think she's finding her own way there, replied Mummy Pig. While Peppa, George, Mummy, and Daddy Pig flew on an aeroplane, Miss Rabbit traveled to Australia by a hot air balloon, helicopter, and boat. Amazingly, Miss Rabbit arrived in Australia at the exact same time as Peppa and her family. Welcome to Australia, everyone, says Mrs. Kangaroo. It's so good to see you, says Kylie Kangaroo, giving Peppa a big hug. After they were settled in, Mrs. Kangaroo went through the diving plan with Kylie, Peppa, and Miss Rabbit. There are so many amazing creatures to discover in the Great Barrier Reef, she explained. It's an incredible place. Miss Kangaroo taught Peppa about diving and marine biology. What does budgie jump mean? Asked Peppa. It means we are going to dive in a group, explained Miss Kangaroo. She held up a list of the creatures they were going to see and count on their underwater adventure. Green sea turtles, orange clownfish, blue starfish, pink sea enumerators, and even whales. Wow! Gasped Peppa. She was so excited. Miss Kangaroo drove everyone to the boat. Then they hopped on board with the driving gear and headed out to the driving side. When the boat stopped, Miss Kangaroo gave Peppa and Kylie a special underwater water list each. It's important that we count the marine life carefully, she said. If you spot anything unusual, let me know. Then Peppa, Miss Rabbit, Kylie, and Miss Kangaroo jumped backwards off of the boat. They dived deep down under the water to the reef. The divers saw lots of amazing plants and animals on the reef. They spotted 5 orange clownfish, 4 pink sea anemones, 3 brilliant blue starfish, 2 big green turtles, and one enormous whale. Wow, said Peppa. It's so colorful down here. Peppa and Miss Rabbit followed the whale further into the reef. Peppa used her diving fins to swim as fast as she could to keep up, and Miss Rabbit paddled along behind her. The whale pointed its fin at a big rock. Peppa peered behind the rock and saw a fish that wasn't on Miss Kangaroo's list, poking its head out. That looks just like the fish I colored in, said Peppa. At the end of the dive, everyone climbed back on board the boat. We counted so many creatures, cried Peppa excitedly. It was amazing. I also spotted a beautiful fish that wasn't on your list, Miss Kangaroo. What did it look like, Peppa? Asked Kylie. It looked a bit like a clownfish, said Peppa, but not exactly. Said Mrs. Kangaroo. Can you describe it a bit more, Peppa? Peppa uses the coloring pens from Mrs. Fox's shop to draw the fish she had seen. It just looks like her picture from the aquarium. Wow, that's a lovely fish, Peppa, said Kylie. Peppa is very good at drawing, says Miss Rabbit. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, gasped Miss Kangaroo when she saw Peppa's drawing. It looks just like a rare, beautiful clownfish that hasn't been seen for a while now. Where did you spot it, Peppa? Peppa took everyone back to where she had seen the unusual fish. Miss Kangaroo has been searching for the blue clownfish for a long time. Peppa spotted the whale winking at her in the distance. Thank you for showing us the fish, lovely whale, Peppa said, winking back. After Miss Kangaroo had taken lots of photographs of the fish, she signaled for everyone to swim up to the boat and head back to shore. That afternoon, Miss Kangaroo and her family cooked a big meal to celebrate Peppa's amazing discovery. What do you think of the Great Barrier Reef, Peppa? Asked Daddy Pig. It's the most brilliant place ever, replied Peppa. The fish are just like I imagined they would be. Peppa held up her picture from the art competition. It looked exactly like the fish she had seen on her dive. Everyone laughed. Hee hee hee. Peppa loves the beautiful Great Barrier Reef. Everyone loves the beautiful Great Barrier Reef. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.